Happy Wednesday, everybody. I just wanted to hop on here because it is so easy for all of us to get caught up on what we are not, what we don't have, and what we don't know how to do. And it's really easy for us to lose sight of who we actually are and what we're actually capable of. And it's so important for us to stay in alignment when we are outside of the work. It's great to pop into a DI or into a meditation and to see ourselves fully formed. But when we open our eyes, we're back in reality. And it is so important for us to be able to maintain that energy. And sometimes the best way to do that is to have a physical reminder that is outside of us. The cognitive piece to this work is so crucial in you actually expanding your self-worth and continuing to grow and show up the way that you need to when it matters most, which is when you're living your life. So I wanted to share an exercise that is brand new with you to help motivate, inspire, and remind you of who you are, because we want to focus on what we want to create and what we've created in the past, not what we don't have or what we don't know how to do. And that's where we spend so much of our brain power. So I want you to remember that you are bringing your specific experience into whatever situation you walk into, whether that is a relationship, a friendship, a job interview. All you can do is bring the experience that you have, and that's what you want to focus on, and that's what you want to make so familiar so you can speak about it and show up that way completely authentically, owning 100% of who you actually are. So, something I want to share that I had a realization, and this is for job interviews, but this even goes in long-term relationships, even in our relationship with ourselves, because we just get bored over time. People at the start of their career think that they know nothing. People in the middle of their career think that they have to work extra hard to get to the next level, and people who are established in their careers think they're on the verge of irrelevancy and think they need to reinvent themselves. So it's important to remember that everybody is in their own process, and that's why we have to ground ourselves and know how we actually need to show up. So what I want you to do, and this is an exercise that I did with my partner who just manifested a dream job with a huge raise, and what I had him do, because every time he would go on a call, he'd be like, well, what about this? Or I don't know this. And I said, you have to know who you are. So I made him write a bio with all of his achievements, and he read that before every single phase of his interview. So he knows exactly who he is, and he can focus on communicating that and what he has to bring. And while this is geared toward career, this can be for how you want to show up in your group of friends if you're shifting in that area, how you want to show up in an intimate relationship, how you want to show up with your family, or how you want to show up for yourself. So write these down, and I want you to answer these questions, and then I want you to format it into a bio. 1, who are you? What have you achieved? How do you successfully connect with people? What are your strongest personality traits? What do people look to you for? What do people come to you for that you have solutions for? What lights you up the most? What do you have to offer a friend, partner, employee, or family member? What are some of your past successes? And what future goals are you working toward? Once you get the framework for that, I want you to write a couple paragraphs that is your current bio. At the end, the important part is to write your future goals, whether that is a future goal of how you want to show up for yourself, a future job you want, how you're showing up for a future relationship, because this is setting that intention and it's making it real, especially piggybacking on the back of what you actually know you've done. This is going to make it possible for you, and I want you to refer to this whenever you get bored, whenever you start ruminating, whenever you get anxious, whenever you get depressed, to remind yourself who you are. Please do this exercise. It's going to be amazing for you to really understand where your value is and where you're headed without completely being met with our fight flight, focusing on what we aren't, what we do not have, and what we're incapable of. Let's reframe that.